Hey everybody, want to Weasm here, 3:11 a.m. early Tuesday morning, May 19th. I've been wanting to do this since Saturday when I picked these guys up. Intro 61 was Elite Eruptor, who looks fantastic in-game and in the packaging, by the way. But what we're going to do now is take a look at Elite Gill Grunt. He looks decent in the packaging, he just doesn't pop quite as much as Eruptor, but we're going to throw him down. He is very unique, Gill Grunt I should say. Because he's actually tidal wave Gill Grunt. He's the only guy that made it that far. He's got the minis, hadn't had a light core, but anyway, we're going to throw him down, and he is in his classic SSA pose here.
Fear the fish.
Boom. Alright, so let's document these stats real quick. Go ahead and hit that button. Alright, so his health is at 810. That is good for Trigger Happy 600, Stealth Elf, and Whirlwind also at 810, so I guess like second from the bottom. His armor, even at this elite level, is incredibly low at 18. I've never quite understood that, but I don't know. Speed 50, critical hit 150, so that's about average for the elites. I guess it's tied for top tier. Elemental and power, of course, will be at 60. And now we're going to come in and take a look at his upgrades.
Looking good.
Alright.
Looking good.
Alright, so starting things off, we've got the harpoon gun again. Just floods of nostalgia coming my way. I, of course, took Harpooner path way back in the day, and then in Giants with Tidal Wave, Series 2 Gill Grunt, I should say, I went ahead and I took Water Weaver in part because it fit the pose. You know, he had like the jetpack coming out. It's still one of the best reposes in my opinion. Turns out Water Weaver is probably the better path, so that's what I'll probably do here. I'll take Harpooner first, and then we will take Water Weaver second. But regardless, we got the Harpoon gun, which shoots high velocity harpoons at your enemies. It's kind of a little disappointing at first, and that's part of why I took that path. I thought it would upgrade the gun. But up next is the Power Hose. Press and hold B to spray water at your enemies and knock them back. Next four are our base upgrades. We've got Barbed Harpoons. They do increased damage. They also look way cooler. Up next after that is High Pressure Power Hose. Power Hose attack does extra damage and knocks enemies back further. Then we've got Harpoon Repeater. The harpoons reload faster. That is actually very much appreciated. And then lastly, the final base upgrade is his tertiary attack. It is the Water Jetpack. Press Y to fly until Water Jetpack runs out. You get increased speed and armor while flying. Obviously, that means a lot down Water Weaver. That said, the top path here is again called the Harpooner path. You get quadrant harpoons. Harpoons do even more increased damage. They do take on that like reddish gold look, if you will. Some people love it, some people hate it. It is what it is. But then we've got piercing harpoons. Now this is actually very, very practical and helpful for Gill Grunt. Harpoons travel straight through enemies and hit new targets. That sounds insignificant, but I assure you it pans out quite well. And lastly, and this is kind of what I was the most excited about, was triple shot harpoon back in the SSA days. Shoot 3 harpoons at once. And so it doesn't hone in, it's just literally like a trident to W path. So they kind of shoot out angularly in relation to one another. Down below, though, you have Water Weaver. And this, basically right here, Reserve Water Tank kind of seals the deal for this path. The Power Hose and Water Jetpack never run out of water. That's a big deal. One, he can move around significantly. In SSA, if you were above water, he could do that. And that's kind of something else that weighed into my logic. But they've kind of gotten away from that, which is, I kind of think, sad. I really enjoyed, like, you need a water type to go out here to this island and get something, unless you've got, like, a dragon that can fly. And it made, you know, each of the elements then was kind of like that much more special. But I guess it kind of like is nullified out as we've progressed in the franchise. But this right here, do not underestimate it. It is a huge deal. After that, we've got Boiling Water Hose. Power Hose attack does even more increased damage. And lastly, the Neptune Gun. When you're using the Power Hose, you can press X to launch exploding creatures. Don't really remember the damage those do, so that'll be interesting to revisit. But either way you go, you get the Soul Gem Anchor Cannon. Hold X to charge the Anchor Cannon. It seems like it took a while, and then I think, was it in Swap Force where you got the golden? I think it was. There's been so many. And then in this one he had the Ride the Leviathan, which was actually pretty cool too. But he may have been the first upgrade I did. I can't remember. So we've come full circle now at this point in time. But that said, let's take a look at these things again. Primary attack is the Harpoon Gun. This is what it looks like. It's just like a typical harpoon, if you will. 240. So that's pretty significant. Crit on that would be 360, which you conveniently just saw. He does have great range with the Harpoon Gun. That's something you have to give him credit for. Let's see here. And then the secondary attack is the Power Hose. Oh, so it will actually register here. As you can see, though, it runs out very fast. And what you can't see is that in addition to the 84 to 126, it would, if that was in fact like a chompy or, you know, like a skeleton or something, it would kind of push it backwards. I tried this with Tidal Wave Gill Grunt and didn't work. Or maybe it did, because it's working with him. I'm in water, and he's got full command over this thing, so that's kind of cool. I'll have to get him back out and see with Tidal Wave. I thought I had tried it and thought it was weird it didn't work. But, or maybe I am just not remembering it and I thought it was awesome that it did. I don't know. But this is Gill Grunt. He seems faster than the speed rating, I've got to say. But I am stoked to have these guys. We've got all 8 of the elites now. And again, I picked them up this weekend. Why did I hold out? I was waiting. It seemed like forever for these to go on half off. Now, when Terrafin came out, I didn't wait for the half off sale, and I bought 2 of him. And so it was just Stealth Elf and Terrafin, and you can't go wrong with those 2. But here after that, Whirlwind and Trigger Happy, I waited for a sale, and then, like I said, this past weekend, these guys basically, for the price of 1, you get 2. That's how 50% works, if you didn't know. So $25.99 became $12.49, so technically I guess I saved a penny. But like I said, I was pretty happy. I saw that a lot of you were hitting me up on Twitter and Facebook and saying, hey man, you know, thanks for telling me. Went ahead and picked up not only those, but I had 3 people actually got the whole set of these things. I think the logic is some people are worried that if they like sell out or something, you know, they won't be able to get them later and they want them, and that's probably the lowest price we'll see. Some people here in like the lull of characters, you know, they like kind of, I guess, got nostalgic fever, kind of like I've always had or something. But that's what I like to see. I mean, they are expensive at the 25 mark. I feel like they should have been 19 to begin with, and then half off would have been like regular price $9.99, which would have been fantastic. But for the people still knocking them, the elites are cool not only because of the 3 times the power deal that you got in game, but just the extra effort that went into A, the figure getting redone with the special paint, and then B, some people really like the case and, you know, the background, the holographic deal. I kind of like the box. I don't know why. It's just, it looks cool, and it's something that's unique to each character. I think that you can tell that they did put extra time and money and effort into them. So, but I'm a big fan of the elites. I have been since I first heard of them. I know some people just refuse to buy them. Some people think they're stupid. Some people think they're OP and are going to ruin the game. Personally, my only fear with the elites is if they don't maintain that status in Skylanders 5. I want them to still be 3 times as powerful. They don't have to, you know, match up with the latest and greatest, you know, special characters or guest stars or whatever. But I would like them to maintain that just so they're always special. You know, there's not something that's going to like shelve them, or they're going to fall back to doing the same damage, you know, as Gill Grunt or something. I want them to always be the 8 great Eon elites, you know. But I'll quit rambling. I want to get these guys some cash, get their upgrades going. I'm very excited about that. Hopefully you are too. Again, that's what, if you're not, that's what you're going to see on my channel for a while. So after that, we'll get back in and we'll, I think, do what are we to? I think the fire element, so Kaboom, Trailblazer, Torch, which again I thought I had done Torch. I don't know how I somehow didn't, but anyway, that's what's on the agenda here coming up. Hopefully you're enjoying it. If you like this video, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know. What are your thoughts on Gill Grunt? I know there's some people that just can't stand the guy, and then there's some people and he is just their favorite character. They will flat out admit on the forums that he's not the most powerful or their best character they play with, but something about him they just absolutely love, and they just keep him held in high regard. I've kind of got a soft spot for him, just he was a starter pack dude, and obviously very well liked since he had Series 4, which is again something no one else has. I think it sounds like it's dumping rain outside, so hopefully the power doesn't go out. But I'm excited to see what he does damage number-wise. And if you're into that sort of a thing, be sure to check out my Skylanders research series. You're going to see the base upgrades for Gill Grunt. You will see Water Weaver, and of course you will see the Harpooner Pass. So stay tuned for that. Here shortly, I plan to showcase these guys on the pool table again. They look really, really good, and I'll get that done. I've got something special planned as well, so you'll want to stay tuned for that. If you enjoy what you see here, make sure you're subscribed. Tell your friends to do the same thing. You can follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. Personal site, oneofweezem.com, tons of Skylanders info there. In fact, there was so much, I kind of filled up my own site, and I've had to start a second site, SkylanderClub.com. What that is, it is a forum. That means you can get involved, you can post up, share your thoughts, your opinions, your videos, you can buy, sell, trade, whatever. I just tried to make it a hub for kind of like the hardcore Skylander fans. So check it out if you like what you see there. Sign up. We'd love to have you. But for myself and Elite Gill Grunt, we will catch you back here for some Skylanders research.